Hello, everyone, and welcome to Christian Warrior Talk Strength and Honor Edition. It is Friday. You made it. We made it. Let's talk about our victories. Let's celebrate them. Let's learn from our setbacks, pick each other up, dust each other off, lock shields with one another, and drive on. So it is, as you notice, I'm sitting here with an empty seat. Now, rumor has it that the queen of Christian Warrior Talk, my better half, might grace us with her presence tonight. We will see if our dictator-in-chief, which is baby Anya, will allow Lauren to come have fun with us tonight. I am hoping that that is the case. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. For those of you who've never been to Christian Warrior Talk Strength and Honor, here's the rules. When you come on, sound off in chat. Say, hey, Jay from Johnson City. And when you do, we will give you a
strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
And we will toast you. Good evening, Scott.
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
That's just something we do now. The beverage of your choice can either be an adult beverage if you don't have a problem with adult beverage. If you legally can consume adult beverage, that's fine by me. If you cannot partake, if you have a problem with adult beverages, don't take one. All right, don't drink one. Drink regular ice water, sweet tea, iron sweet tea, whatever the heck it is you want. Just don't fall off the wagon because we're doing it on this show. And if you're underage, don't do it either. So, all right, that's all of our disclaimers. This is big boy, big girl rules. This is a fellowship podcast. So we are here for one another. Anna, strength and honor to you.
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
John from New Jersey.
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
Anna, bourbon and sweet tea. Yum. Sounds good. Sounds good. So you may be asking, why is this Christian show, showing alcohol or whatever? Because somebody has to model the appropriate behavior and tell all these stick in the muds, joyless, I don't even know what to call them, Christians, that you can still have fellowship, you still can have fun, you can still enjoy life, and it's biblical. So if they want to add to the Bible, we shall not add to the Bible. I've seen this issue divide over and over again. Not here. We don't care. Take your man-made crap elsewhere. We are a Bible-believing church. We are a Bible-following church. So anything a man, adios. So what is...
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
So I just got back from unloading some cow feed and some chicken feed and some something diamitrus, whatever, some type of earth, which is a bunch of crushed shells for the chickens or whatnot. So, and a bunch of other stuff because we just went to Tractor Supply, which is like the highlight of my week now. And Lauren had a first time in Tractor Supply as a family. So Lauren, B, Anya, myself, flying around Tractor Supply today. I was in paradise, except the ruiner. All you guys have one. Usually it's your wife. And it's as soon as you walk in, the limits start being said. Now, don't go spending this. Don't be. I can do this because she's not next to me right now. Keep it reasonable. And I'm like, I am prepping for the apocalypse, woman. Let me do my thing. We got cows to feed and chickens and pigs coming probably in the next, I don't know, next 3 weeks. So for those of you who haven't been watching, I owe Claudia. Strength and honor to you.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
We are taking custody of the cows next Sunday. Oh, yeah. I'm not in trouble, Anna. You kidding me? Lauren knows she's a ruiner. We call her Mwah Mwah Mama around here for Mwah Mwah Mwah. I know, my wife's amazing. But yeah, we are taking custody of the cows, the 1-year-old bull, 1-year-old heifer, and an unknown calf that's not on the ground yet on Wednesday. Next Sunday. Not this Sunday, not in 2 days, but next Sunday. So at the latest, we will film their arrival. You will see baby cow. You will see mama cow. Keep it reasonable. Exactly, John. When things hit the fan, John, they're not going to care about reasonable then. They're going to be like, why don't we have toilet paper? Why don't we have shampoo? They'll be glad that I got all them bullets. So here I am, right? I'm looking at my gun inventory because May is going to be Firearm May, right? It's going to be May Day, meaning get your gear straight. So in May here at PCM, we're going to encourage people to bring their guns to church, and we're going to talk about getting them ready and, cleaning them, making sure they fire, keeping them sighted in, getting all your gear that you haven't touched, that shotgun that's been sitting in your truck covered in dirt underneath the seat in the back that who knows if it'll even fire. We're going to take care of all that stuff. And I encourage you guys to change out all the batteries of all your optics, confirm everything, and sight it in. Danae! Strength and honor.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So, yeah. That's what we got on our plate coming up. I did drive some more T-posts. We still got plenty. And we laid out all the T-posts. We got a solid day of work left here, and this will be done. A solid day. I mean, there'll be some tweaking after that, but a solid day, and we'll be cow-worthy. I also bought like a 50-pound cowlick. Man, that stuff's heavy. I was like, holy smokes. Linda!
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
All right, I'm going to do this once. Maybe I'll do it at the end too, just because I know there's people on here who donated and I want to give them cred. So, for those of you who don't know, we have a Give, Send, Go up because this cow project, we're trying to make sustainable, sustainable, healthy, organic, grass-fed, all that great stuff. Let me get rid of this chat overlay. And let me click on the right things here. So there we go. Did I do the wrong one? I did the wrong one. I'm over here. Okay. So I got to straighten some things out here. Let me try that again. But for those of you who have, helped, I want to give a little update so far. All right, and this is to our peeps. So, but right here you see on the screen, I want to make sure you guys can actually see that. Right, yeah, you can. Right in the top right hand corner where it says 8%, but $820. Well, between that and giving to the general fund, because a lot of people just gave before we got this set up, and I don't want to discredit them, but we're actually at about $2,000, right? And that is exactly what we need to get the first 3 cows. Now, that's not the 2 dairy cows, and it doesn't cover any of the startup costs, which is the miles of fencing and the barbed wire and all that stuff. But I do want to show you that it is better off than it looks on this page, and that Lauren and I are not going to have to pull cash out of our pocket to get these 3 cows. All right. Now, we did, do a donation in here somewhere, but I really want to thank everyone in here, the Anna, the John, AJ's Kitchen, anonymous donor, and the Ferrace family, Joel, and the first one was me. And so I really want to thank everyone, as well as Steve and others who sent things via mail because they don't like doing anything online or any of the other stuff. So, let's go through this. So, first we'll do it for Steve. To Steve for him helping us out. Strength and honor.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
4. I'm gonna go right down the list here. For Anna.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
For John.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Notice Lawrence skating out on all these toasts. For AJ's Kitchen up in Boston, Massachusetts, my good friend Dave Erickson.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
For anonymous donor here.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
For another anonymous donor.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
To the Ferrace family.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
To my good friend, Reverend Joel.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
And then that anonymous donor is me, so you don't have to toast me. But, Elizabeth! Hey, how's it going?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
I also, of course, want to thank Woody, who has also contributed financially, and he doesn't even offer me receipts or anything; he just does it. And Woody, I recognize that, I know it, and I appreciate it. Did I play quarters when young? Of course, I played quarters, man. I wouldn't say I was a quarters shock, but I did play quarters. So now I know that's not how you say it. You probably say, "Do y'all play quarters?" We play quarters. Quarters. So anyways, for anybody who hasn't yet donated, if you feel so led to, it goes directly into funding us having a sustainable farm here. So the other thing I want to talk to you guys about is, I don't want to say an identity issue, because that makes it sound like we have some emergency or some identity issue, like some crazy, like we don't know who we are. I know who we are, and you guys know who we are. But unfortunately, where is it? No, I don't see it there. Many other people may not. And I am trying to come up with an image that, let me see if I can download this, share it with you guys. Trying to come up with an image that accurately describes what we are. We've always been we're a mission that evolved into a church, and we do family faith, fitness, preparedness, tactics. We're doing all that stuff, and it all kind of encompasses so many different things. And I wanted to be able to kind of, show people. Let me see if I can slap this up here and open it up. Downloads. An accurate way to kind of show what the heck we are. So let me see if I can do this. Take that down, pull this up. And Lauren, I would have sat centered here if I thought you were going to be 20 minutes late. I know you're doing your best, but it sure would be cool. Yeah, and unless Anya probably could have blown up. I can't really hear from here, so there we go. All right, so this is where I'm kind of been trying to market what we are, and I don't really feel we are all black sheep. We have motorcycle parking. Yes, we do, Anna. We made sure that we have motorcycle parking. But as you can see here in this graphic, where faith, I was calling faith and that fellowship is what the soldiers are supposed to be. But I don't know if that, unless I wrote faith and put it in underneath the cross on the Bible and I put fellowship over there. And then I was going to put farming, but I think prepping or preparation would be that in family because, I didn't want to put fellowship, a bunch of dudes hugging it out because our fellowship here is totally different. It's building fences and shooting and axe throwing and this show, having a good time and sitting around a fire and having and being real. So, thank you, Anna. I'm glad you like it. But I'm just trying to round this out so that people understand. Like I originally had that and a chicken and some milk and potatoes. And I'm like, wait a minute, people are going to think we're just a farm, a religious farm. No, we're a church first and a fellowship that does farming, that does, tactical stuff that, and all that. So I'm trying to figure it out, but I was trying to compose a graphic and I was trying to give away to like print out like, I don't know, flyers or whatever to give out the congregation. Because I know Woody, and he's our congregation grower in chief, and he's out there constantly telling people to come. And I was hoping to kind of have this on the front and then on the back. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm glad you like it as well. That kind of like, hey, here's the down and dirty. We're a different kind of church. This is what we're trying to do. Here's our pillars of faith that you have to believe. Like you can't be a Satan worshiper and come in here, right? Obviously, you got to be a follower of Jesus Christ. And our 4 pillars that you would have to believe to come to be, in this church or be open to believing coming to this church. And then everything else is, whether you're a Calvinist or an Arminianist, doesn't matter. I'm a Calvinist, but it doesn't matter to me if what you are, and your salvation is not at stake over that, right? Your salvation is not at stake over that. It's, it's just different opinions. Whether you're an A-mill, pre-mill, post-mill. Danae, yes, we do, but they're not the same quality as like these pictures you see here, right? Like we had some real pictures up in there, and they just didn't look like the perfect, thing on there. Hey, Shane, welcome.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So I'm going to push this over here for now, and I'm going to get center stage. And we'll see if Lauren ever does make it, because maybe baby Anya is having a difficult night. So wouldn't be the first. She has been great, but it wouldn't be the first. So, anyways, we are, all of Lauren has put together a highlight. Okay. She's coming. Like this moment or in 20 minutes? See, she left on me before she could say. So, what was I saying before? I don't care when I go. I just so I go. Pre, mid, post, don't care. Exactly, Anna. So we were talking about things that matter. That stuff doesn't matter. It's like infant baptisms. If you want me to baptize your baby, I'll baptize your baby. If you want to do a dedication, we'll do a dedication. There's differing opinions on it, but I'm not going to divide on it. Whatever makes you happy as a parent, like no one's salvation is at risk there. All right. So again, not looking to divide the church to be, of one mind in Christ, but I'll scoot over since she said she's coming. Of one mind in Christ, but let's not can I be an LGBT and gay at the same time as being a Christian? You could you identify, if you could identify, I don't want to use the word identify. Can you be a practicing LGBTQ without repentance and be a Christian? I do not believe so. No go to he issues. I don't. Oh, no go to hell issues. So that would be my point there, Shane. Could you be formerly gay? Yes. Could you be someone who's struggling with that and trying to break that sin? Yes. Just like we have people who are chronic liars who are trying to break sin. Nope. You're here. So go ahead, Lauren.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Nice. That's nice baby vomit right there.
Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, that kind of day.
I'm like, it's either chicken poop or baby vomit. Well, you
I
cheers.
will do a disclaimer right now so everyone's not wondering what it is.
Yeah, here's your fan club. I wanted the night off, and I wanted Lauren to just do this solo.
That's never going to happen.
So I was just talking about how awesome it was to have you in Tractor Supply.
Yeah, I was commenting.
Oh, were
and
you?
My comments were showing up.
Oh, maybe you got
Yes,
blocked.
I heard you blasting me.
Blasting you is so
Tractor
harsh.
Supply,
I mean,
and
what did you say 3 steps into the store?
I said, driving into the store, I said, get what we need, nothing unnecessary. I don't think that's unreasonable.
No. You said you squashed it first and then you pulled it back.
I said, get what we need. Don't go crazy.
Don't, yeah, you're like, don't go crazy in
When
here.
we come home with the guys, I noticed that he mentioned cow feed, stuff that's legitimate. No, we came home with a solar-powered hummingbird feeder. That is exactly what I was talking about.
What are you talking about? So anyways, let me just say that I love hummingbirds, all right? Hummingbirds, Lauren's sound is way low. Is that better? Does everyone else think? John said it.
John, I wear it daily. Daily cry.
So tell me if you guys still think she's low, because we can.
And tell me if I need to repeat what Jason bought at Tractor Supply today, because I don't want him to get away with acting like I'm the unreasonable one for putting a word of caution out there when we go to the store.
Totally unreasonable. I want to come home with like 10. I've got her cranked. Hold on. Let me see if I can crank Miss Soft Spoken here.
I'm not talking softly. Is it because it's buried in my attempt to cover up my
There you
baby
go.
vomit?
Yes.
I'll put it here.
No, Shane. A person who doesn't believe in Christianity but does hell is going to be full of plenty of quote unquote good people. Good people is not the standard to get to heaven. It's you have to be holy. And there's only one way to get holy to get to heaven, and that is to be washed clean with the blood of Jesus Christ. So Jesus is the only way, Shane. So, again, all right, so everyone said much better on your thing. Now I have this like irritating beep in my ear because I have to unnaturally crank you.
I think I shifted where my mic is, and I'm gonna, as Joe said, I'm gonna own the.
You're gonna own the
sit up
badge
here
of honor.
and not try to cover it up. So I think that was the problem.
So where the biggest problem is, Shane, with back to your LGBT commercial or T question, is these churches flying the LGBTQ flag out front, which is a direct insult to the rainbow of God, which God gave us the rainbow as a symbol that he would not wipe out the population like he did with the flood, and that rainbow was for that purpose. And then LGBTQ jacked it, and now, you know, we have a symbol of God's rainbow being mocked, celebrating a very sin. It'd be like,
I didn't even know that the rainbow was a God thing.
Wow.
Until
you became religious?
Yeah. Didn't know. Didn't care. Didn't know. So I thought it was all about pride.
Oh my God! I just saw Summer.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Cheers to you now.
Okay, I tell Tommy that shopping with him is like hunting with the game warden. Game warden. Oh, that's funny. I happen to think hummingbirds are cool too. However, a solar feeder might be, but it's not a solar feeder. All right, it's a cool feeder that has a LED light, so it's also a night light. So when you hang it up, it's multi-purpose. So it charges and it's a night light out there as well. And it wasn't, I mean, it's very cool. It's like stained glass and metal and all that. Yeah, Shane, well, I'm glad, you know, you can't do it a la carte. The Bible is the Bible. And that's where we stand on that. So it does sadden me as well to think that that's where denominations come from, right? So denominations come from people being able to pick and choose. They don't like one part, so they'll shear off and create something a little less biblical. You know, 95% biblical, then 90% biblical, and then you go to Methodist and it's like 10. It's not for the birds.
But the light is for us.
Light is for us, Anna.
Ask how many hummingbird feeders we have now.
We have 2 hanging, and we'll have 4 hanging as of tomorrow. My goal is to create 100 hummingbird colony here. I have held a hummingbird in my hand as it fed. It is the coolest thing ever. They are like these little mighty, you know, badasses. You know, they sounds like lightsaber fights when they're dueling. It's so cool. We had a porch.
Finish.
We had a porch in Virginia where they would come and they would dogfight all day. And it was some of the coolest things ever. One of my sad things is I thought, you know, I don't like bees flying in my face. And one came by and I actually knocked one by accident thinking it was a bee. So now I'm like, I'd rather get stung than hit a hummingbird. It's also why we won't have cats. If I catch one cat in this neighborhood, if I catch one feral cat eating a hummingbird or going for a hummingbird, he's going to be goo with, you know, double aught buck.
Have them all around. That's the feral kitties on our property.
Yeah.
Is this a new?
Yeah, it's a new
function?
feature. Yeah.
I like it.
I do too. No, I don't have to remember to highlight stuff.
Well, and because it lets YouTube and Facebook people see each other's comments.
Yeah. So because we're a live show, we're going to do this. And that's why, hey, you know, there are people out there I've given moderation power who are trusted friends of this program who, if you see somebody acting a fool, you know, sometimes I don't see them or I'm busy. You can ban them and turn them off. Steve is not. Steve's probably passed out on pain meds right now.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, he had a knee replacement.
Yeah. So we're praying for Steve to have a good knee replacement or a good recovery from his knee replacement. My back has done a full recovery, so thank you, dear Lord Jesus. And my knees are feeling incredible too, thanks to good old prednisone. Strength and honor to Chris. Where you been?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Where you been, cuz? Man, where you been?
I like what you did with the picture.
You do.
Yes. The logo needs to be recentered.
Is it off center?
Off center, up and down.
Oh, that's actually our logo right there. So we need to change that. I've kind of been busy. Well, I'm glad you're back. Just to let you know, cows arrive next Sunday.
Chris, have you gotten yours yet?
Cows arrive next Sunday. 3 cows. And we're almost like Yellowstone, which I wrapped up season 4.
How many people here have seen Yellowstone?
If you haven't seen Yellowstone, it's a great fantasy show. It's midsummer, okay. So there is nothing realistic. Yeah.
As a Christian, in the concept of what are you
Supporting.
doing?
Yeah.
What are you allowing yourself to watch? Would you watch it with Jesus sitting right next to you? Or listen to it with Jesus sitting right next to you? Or however you want to go about any of this
Sure.
stuff, anything on media right now. And so it's definitely not Christian friendly as far as kind of language and...
I would say the nudity is not over the top. Game of Thrones was far worse. There is language. There is language, so that is a problem. And there's violence, but I don't have a problem with violence in on things. I think this is a case when you have Yellowstone. If you're watching with a moldable mind, it is a good contrasting exhibition of entertainment. It would be the equivalent of a Lady Gaga song coming on and talking about why is this inappropriate and using it as a teaching moment. Mm-hmm. Right? So the complexity of the characters to say, why is it as God-fearing men I love the Rip character. Rip is a murderer. Guess what? So's David. Guess what? So's Moses. It's complex. There's a lot of different things. The things that I love about Rip is his loyalty. Mm-hmm. Right? Bro, drop what you're doing and watch it. It is really good. Again, all I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's all going to be okay by the end of season 4. So if you're like freaking out or whatever, all's okay by the end of season 4 finale. All's okay.
It's definitely. I grappled with they set it in a modern day time, probably just for some of the functionality of the storyline, like what's going on. But the stuff they do is just so unrealistic.
I have not seen Heartland.
To be able to happen in a modern day.
But there is a prequel, like 1898 or 1863 or 1876, something like that. 1876 is the prequel, which, back in the Wild West, anything goes. That's what made Deadwood so good. Deadwood, you could get away with anything. They just feed you to the pigs. No one ever find you. There's no FBI. There's no fingerprints. There's no DNA. There's no cell phones. You can get away with whatever. But this is complex, right? And this tells you about the human heart. And watching Vikings. Who here has watched Vikings? Why do we like Ragnar when he purposely raided churches, killed priests, and do everything? What part of our spirit loves that? I lament who he killed, and I lament what he did. I still, have prayed to God and tried to reflect on why do I love that character so much? Loyalty, bravery. It's. I think the warrior spirit likes to see men putting it all on the line, leading from the front. Like, it's so rare now. Everyone leads from behind. No one is a man of consequence. And that's why so many alpha males that I know who didn't know the whole story thought Will Smith was the bomb for smacking Chris Rock when it turns out he was actually the complete wimp of the matter. He got bullied by his wife to go up there. His wife, who, bangs dudes on the sides that he doesn't want her to, and he just is afraid to tell her no. I mean, it's the most emasculating thing ever. I mean, who's a bigger joke than Will Smith? That goes to show you with his transgender kids and everything else that you can have all the money in the world and be a complete catastrophe. Look at Johnny Depp.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the situation that's going on other than the headlines.
So the other thing I would like to talk about because men are warriors at heart, that is true, and you can admire someone's tactics, and you can admire someone's courage, and you can admire someone's honor, even though when they're your enemy. I think that may be a part of it, but I was really bummed with myself loving the Ragnar character, who's a historical figure who did horrible things.
Well, you also have to take into account the storytelling aspect that these shows are demonstrating them in a way that make you want to.
Yeah, really liking the Lagatha character, who, was another completely broken, equally murderous and bad and everything else. But there were still individual qualities in them that you find that you like, that you can admire.
Yeah, I know that you show the Lagatha compilation in the forging class for the women who attend. Saying obviously we're not showing this because of the religious component of it, but because of what you can be as a
Christian women think they have to be these weak sauce. They're like the men times 100. Like men in the men in the Christian church think they have to be these weak blob, wormy, beta males, and then the women are supposed to be even worse than that because they're supposed to be subservient to the blobs.
Right. Yeah, it's a twisting and misapplication of submissive.
It's a completely twisted version of that, and it's a complete twisted perversion of the word meek. So Christopher said, plenty of times I've said, wow, what a great tactical attack, even though it was against us. Still want to take them down, but I can respect the ability that, when you see bravery, Jesus was no wimp. That is, the courage that he showed is second to none. When you see somebody fighting against all odds, like, you can't call the Taliban cowards in Afghanistan. Like, those guys in sandals with AK-47s fought and eventually beat the most powerful military in the entire world, right? And we're not the first one. The Soviets were the first time, then us, and then before way before that, centuries before. And they just wear you down because they're ruthless. They're ruthless.
And they're very willing to die.
And they're very willing to die. Now that's why you have hardened believers, they're believers, who would charge an army of, Afghani soldiers who don't believe in anything, who have the most sophisticated weapon systems on earth, who could gun them down effortlessly if they just had the courage to pull the trigger, but they're horrified and they run and they abandon the equipment just because they're watching bravery come at them, and they're not beta males, they're like zebra males.
So interesting how it's systemic like that, like an entire group.
It is
you can lump the entire group of
the jihadis are hard as nails, and the Arab male, other than that, has got manicured hands and feet. They are as soft as baby butter.
So that's just cultural?
It's cultural.
Very interesting.
Decadence and softness is a status of achievement over there. Right? So,
I'd say we're trending that direction too.
well, we're a victim. Whatever the biggest victim is, the most celebrated here. So we're worse, right? If, the bigger of a victim you are, the more celebrated you are. So what do you got, Lauren? It's been a while.
Did I make it on last week?
No.
No. I think I popped in for like 2 minutes last week. It says the only ones that beat them were the Lord's people with the Lord's help only.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson and The Patriot is a good show.
Yeah, the Patriot was a very good show. I'm not aware of how historically accurate it is, like a lot of Mel Gibson's movies. You know, I know there's a lot of Englishmen that took issue with his Braveheart, which I loved.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it paints Englishmen very poorly. You know, there's a lot of Irishmen I know who still hate Englishmen and Scotsmen who still hate Englishmen in this day because it's just, you know, a hatred that is there, just like there are people from the South that still hate the North.
Right. Yeah.
Right? You go to some places in the mountains of Kentucky or wherever you want, or in deep Alabama, there's probably people there who still hate, you know, will kill you just because you got a Boston accent, not even knowing that I agree with them far more than me.
I wonder how that's playing out with all of these people moving.
Yeah. Well, they're all the ones on my conservatives move to East Tennessee saying, no, get out of here.
Yeah.
Don't come around. No more Yankees.
You just want to change your license plate before you move or
Yeah.
before you visit.
We tell everyone to come down, put a Trump sticker on your car if you are from a blue state, or else they'll pull up the for sale sign right in front of you. Say, not for sale for you. So, so one of the things I wanted to get to was this Ministry of Truth, which is going over like a turd in a punch bowl. You know, I haven't watched any mainstream media, but I've seen so much backlash on social media and on Fox and everything else.
Spin it in a positive light. But
I mean, there's so many memes because they chose the worst person in the world to run it. I mean, the good thing about the Democrats is they're completely incompetent. Like, they are so unaware. They're so
lack
blind.
of self-awareness is
Their lack of self-awareness is so staggering that it's easy to make memes of them. And, you know, I mean,
And then Saki trying to play it off like she doesn't even know anything about the process or about
Yeah.
the person.
Yeah.
Of course she does.
yeah. So,
I just think it's
this is the same.
so
The person,
far-fetched in concept. The fact that it's actually real.
yeah.
Is mind-blowing.
The people who have tried to cover up the last, 30 lies, and that's conservative. 30 big lies with 3,000 lies around each big lie, right, are the ones trying to tell us what the truth is now with men with guns.
Well,
Like
that's
Homeland, the fact that Homeland Security has that.
And then, I mean, I can't remember if it was CNN or whatever, but so in the panic around Elon Musk, someone was talking about, one of the anchors was talking about how bad it could be for a social media giant to control a narrative and sway elections and all of this stuff. And they were saying exactly
what
has
they
been
did.
proven
That they did.
that the left did.
Yeah.
And saying about how awful it would be for that to happen.
You mean like you guys did to us?
Do they think that no one's like? I mean, they truly
Well,
don't know what's paying attention.
we know family members and friends or former friends, I would say, that would say, "What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The election
Oh,
was
that
totally
sounds
happening."
terrible. That sounds, yeah.
Yeah,
We can't have
it's so
anybody do
scary.
that.
We can't have that.
Let's see.
But that Tucker did a great piece on it, and he's right. We can't let that stand.
Well, what can we? I mean, other than I guess it's all about the midterms, right?
I don't think anyone's underestimating, dude. I have no doubt in their evil, but I think they're absolute buffoons in the fact that it's so transparent, it's so hypocritical, it's so right there. It's just they become so lazy, Christopher, because the media,
Well, that's awful.
they've been able to
See that
count
they
on the
can get
media.
away with all of it. So
Right, the
there's
media-
no need to cover up the ridiculousness.
But that has degraded in a skill set of cover up and a skill set. When you can just call the press and tell them what to say, you lose the subtleties of the things of true plausible deniability. And we're about to have a rock hard Republican Congress and Republican Senate that is going to drag all this into the light.
Hopefully.
You know,
Well,
yeah, if elections still matter.
Obviously, they are setting all of this disinformation, yada, yada stuff up to try to secure what they're about to lose with the midterms.
Well, again, you're right, because CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, etc., the New York Times will not cover their hypocrisy. All right, looks like we've got some trolls on here. Okay.
Are those two different?
Yeah.
Two different pictures.
They're a backup,
Yeah.
and here's another one. So we got another one.
I always find it interesting that people even take the time to do that.
Yeah. So what they're trying to do, you know, it might be because we have the chat overlay, so we might have to take the chat overlay down because we'll get clowns. So until somebody says something cool, we shall do this and then put it back up. Oh, it's still there. We gotta give it some time. But
Okay, yeah, the last one's blocked too.
yeah, I blocked everyone. So
God bless you guys.
yeah, you guys rock. God bless you. So as we can see with, you know, the formation of this, I think backlash has to be huge. I think, you know, all of us, you know, talking to our loved ones, talking to our sphere of influence, you know, exposing how bad this is. And again, I think we all need to make our own conservative state representatives very uncomfortable to fight this.
So, with Tucker and other people saying like we cannot let this stand, what is the recourse? It's
The recourse is
getting
going
up
to
in the
your
politics
congressman
space
and your senator and
Yeah.
everything else.
Try this again.
Is being consistent in message with, you know, with our friends and family, putting pressure on our Washington reps, so our congressmen and our senators, and saying, hey, listen, you know, just like the people from the 6th that are still incarcerated,
Right.
that's got to end.
Yeah. And there's such a forgotten story.
There are, yeah. I don't know if they ever were hardcore Christian people at this point. I think they've always been weak and soft, and it's time for us to get hardcore. You know, it's for the remnant to wake up and do this. But the way to do it is not to go to D.C. You go to D.C., and I talked about this, I think this morning, or maybe 3 podcasts a day now. So it's on Friday. It's hard to not get them mixed. But you don't ever fight on their field. You don't go to D.C. and give their Gestapo the right to take away your freedom. You do it right where you're at in your conservative town, and you go to your conservative congressman, you go to your conservative senator, and you make their life, you turn up the heat on them. And you say, listen, this can't stand. Don't come back to Tennessee until you stood up to this.
What is the recourse? I mean, so with how they have set up this Ministry of Disinformation or whatever it's called.
Congress controls the purse strings. So Congress could defund it.
So it's a defunding.
They could defund it. You know, they could defund it. They cannot, you know, they can do whatever they want. And, you know, and run interference on this. I mean, it's complete sham.
Of course.
You know, the problem
And it's like.
The problem is
Right on
that
the
we have
heels
family
of the
members
Twitter
that will think
thing.
that that's actually a good idea.
Well, of course, on its face, it sounds like a great idea, right?
No, free speech is free
They
speech,
just
even
don't-
with speech you don't
know
agree.
the context around it to know that anything of the history of what got us to this point.
Yeah, well, that's true. But never in my life did I think we'd have a ministry of truth or whatever
Is that
the
the
heck.
actual name,
I
or
don't
is that what
think
people are
camp.
calling
That's
it?
what people are calling it.
Okay.
it wouldn't surprise me that they're that.
Department of Disinformation or something. Something.
Yeah.
The Ministry of Truth.
But that's, again, I saw some people pushing back on Elon Musk. We talked about this on the side, but we haven't talked about it on air. Why is everyone, don't worship Elon Musk, blah, 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 and watch out for him and this and all. Shut up and take the darn win. Just shut up and take the win. Thank him for doing it. And of course, if he does something else wrong, you call him on what he's doing wrong, just like you would a Christian. But shut up and take the win. Stop whining. Don't prematurely, project crap on him when he just did the biggest move for freedom that any of us could possibly hope for of anyone in the past freaking 20
I don't
years.
know if people are thinking that there's some
Hidden agenda.
Some ulterior motive to doing it, and that he's going to kind of be like, "Aha, gotcha," when the dust all settles, or if it's just that they can't even acknowledge it in this thing he did something good because he has other things that they don't like.
Again, I pray for that guy to be a Christian every day, or often. I won't say every day because I don't remember every day. And I think if he became a Christian, the world would be a different place. But this is a great step. I mean, Tucker has stated clearly what he thinks, how big of a deal this is. It's like the biggest deal that any one citizen has done anywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure that he will make it back and then some, being what he is. But yeah, he put it out on the line for something that on its face seems like for the good of the people.
Just like all of us have grown and changed, Christopher. I mean, COVID, the 2016 election has, Trump, the gift of Trump is he made everyone take off their mask. Mm-hmm. So you get to see exactly who they were.
Yeah, Elon put out that meme of...
Yeah, the meme that sent all the liberals crazy, where he hasn't moved, but the left has moved, so that center has moved. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I find a lot of things that he says to be extremely profound, extremely true.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he's like Jordan.
What you think of him, he's brilliant.
He's like Jordan Peterson. The fact that you can, his quote, the fact that you can take out $100,000 loan for college, but you can't take out a $10,000 business loan tells you everything. Mm-hmm. And if one more person frickin' says that we should pay off student debt loans, I'm going to lose my mind.
What is the status of that?
I have no idea. I know that Biden, it's a desperate ploy by Biden to try to get votes for the midterm because he knows for Democrats.
He's trying to win back the college kids who went on the Let's Go Brandon train with all the COVID nonsense.
Good night, Woody.
Night, Woody.
Yeah,
he's needing to resecure his. They're not millennials anymore.
The fact that people without degrees are going to be paying for people with degrees, poor people paying for other people who are infinitely better off. Is everyone's debt wiped out? Like, where's the line? Right. And this was so foreseen back when the government got into student loan business. It used to just be banks and everything else, and then enough people weren't getting them, so let's do it all, and now they're all bankrupt again because the government sucks at every frickin' thing they do.
Well, and that's why all of these colleges felt totally A-okay with jacking up the prices.
Right. The government will keep loaning.
Loans, and the government was paying for it. And yeah, it's that's when all of the tuitions went out of control. But I certainly know, and I was talking to you this morning, my degree was a waste of money. I haven't used it other than kind of the intangible aspects of what I would have gotten from continuing education for those 4 years. I don't need my degree.
No.
I sure wish I had invested that money somewhere else.
Right. It's just, I was watching a friend of ours, I won't say her name, who was arguing with an Ivy League educated head of a nonprofit that was not very non-profitable.
Right.
Or was extremely non-profitable. And she was saying, I'll never pay off my student loan. And it's like, well, you should have got a degree that actually worth something. Should have got some real jobs, go and worked it, and then retired into your nonprofit deal. Right?
Yeah, if you're knowingly getting into debt to get a degree that you know will not allow you to pay it back because there's no job opportunity for what you're spending money on, then that is on you to have made that decision.
Yep. There's so many degrees that are absolutely useless.
And there are a great many that are useful and necessary for the next steps. So, but these people who just spent money to
go
waste
party
time,
for 7 years.
Yeah, to saddle everyone else with it is just so unjust.
I think that
Chris says just another false promise. He promised it before. Once again, tear it from them again after the election.
Yeah, I completely agree with you that there should be no loan-funded, useless degrees.
I think that it should. Yeah, I think there should be like a list of degrees that can qualify you for.
Like, we need engineers.
Yeah,
Go get an engineering
trades.
degree.
And those are usually even completely separate. They're not actually universities and colleges where you.
We need more doctors.
Trades,
We need more this. We need more that. That makes sense. I don't think we need any more women's study degrees.
I would say not.
Ancient, Chinese art degrees are probably not really in demand.
Probably not. Probably not very many people who have paid off their student loans from using that degree.
We don't need any more psychologists. It's all crap and none of it works anyways. Right? So stop going to psychology courses and thinking you're going to be a counselor because you need counseling all the time. Just because you're addicted to counseling doesn't mean you should be a counselor. Which is basically just about every counselor out there is addicted to counseling themselves.
You get into something that you're passionate about.
Yes.
And experienced in.
We should not. All right, so we are falling short and subsidize those. I can agree with that. I could get on board with that. That, as well as only allow immigrants in of positions that we need.
Yeah.
Right? If we need engineers, let's bring them in. Yeah. We need scientists, bring them in.
Isn't there a country that does? I can't remember.
Yeah, like everyone but ours.
All the other ones but ours.
Yeah, everyone but ours, and they all call us racist.
Yeah.
So, it's the same old, same old. So we have come up in the conundrum now where we have a farm and we're going to have lots of animals and lots of responsibility. And people are going to want us to travel. And we're not going to be able to because we need to stay behind and take care of the farm. Mm-hmm. Here's the great thing. I freaking like the farm. I don't want to leave the farm.
Yeah, everyone always, the goal in life generally is create a life that is the vacation you'd want to go to. There's no place else that you'd rather go than what you've built for yourself, and we're certainly getting there.
We're getting darn close.
Yeah.
We're getting darn close.
We'll see. Talk to us again in the winter while we're taking care of all of these animals, and then we might say somewhere warm would be quite nice. But no, for right now, I don't. There's pressure for me for a trip over the summer, so we'll see. Because I'm not itching to go.
I completely agree with you, Christopher. That the goal is to make home a vacation, particularly when you work as much as we do.
Well, I always know that when you get home from vacation, you're like, gosh, I wish I hadn't gone anywhere. I wish I had just spent that time here.
So the real Cynthia, Johnny Depp deserves justice. I agree that everyone deserves justice. I think Johnny Depp probably got a raw deal.
I don't know a thing about that.
Yeah, I've seen a couple highlights. Again, I'm not educated enough on the issues to comment on it. Other than the stuff that I've seen seems extremely one-sided. That he gets screwed.
was like a
and
mutual abuse.
yeah, it was a mutually abusive relationship. It seems
I didn't
completely
know that
madness.
she used to date Elon Musk. Did you know that?
I did not know that, but I know Elon gave 500,000
Yeah, I saw
to
that article. It wasn't about his ex.
to a charity because
his ex-girlfriend.
she said she was going to give her 7.5 million that she's suing him for to charity to the ACLU, and Musk gave her 500 for that.
Yeah, and that was, I think it was because ex-girlfriend.
I mean, I think that there are people out there certain people out there that should not be in a relationship or in a date. They're just fire and water with one another. They're both like it's the perfect matrix or the perfect storm of yin and yang, that when they come together, it's great when the highs are high, and then when it's low, it's complete catastrophe. Yeah. And that
So that's generally not your godly marriages.
yeah,
Godly
exactly.
Relationships.
Not your Christian marriage, which this is a Christian show. So of course it's a disaster. I heard about her pooping on the bed. Yeah. So she had pooped on his side of the bed, which, how mortifying for that to be out in the press, but yeah.
Well, hope they both find Jesus.
I'll tell you, from the things I have seen, Johnny Depp's a pretty funny dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's been taken. One of the things was, it was so funny. It was so funny. Her attorney was like, "Would you say that that you're physically way bigger than her?" And he's like, "I would not say I am way physically bigger than her," and you can see that landing on her because he's basically saying that she wasn't in shape at the time. Attacking a woman for whatever. It was funny. You can see the smirk. It was funny.
I think that's an accurate comment. Trial is the best movie of his life. Of course, he can.
Well,
turn it on if he needs to.
You got two actors testifying against one another.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot.
It's drama.
Straight truth there.
Right. And so I something catchy comes across my feed, I'll watch a 2-second, 3-minute interview on it or a 3-minute highlight of it, but I'm not really informed on it. Yeah, he is smart and witty. And, I, as a cop, have responded to many domestics, many domestics, particularly in the hood, right? Where you got, where the girls know the system. And the cops there can be, we will respond to so many domestics every night, overwhelming amount of domestics a night. And a lot of cops would just, in Boston, you have the rule that you shall arrest. Someone is coming with you. And a lot of guys would take the dude.
Yeah, automatically.
Just automatically take the dude. And I would actually try to get to the bottom of the situation, and I took more females in than just about anyone. Because when the guy looks like when there's not a mark on her, and he looks like he's been hit by Wolverine. Yeah. He's bleeding, he's got, scratch marks all over him. She doesn't have a mark on her from head to toe. It's obvious what happened. She caught him cheating, and she went crazy on him. And then says, "I'm sending you to jail on top of all this," and calls the police and says it's whatever. And then there's videos of girls out there beating themselves so they have marks and say that he did this to me.
It, yeah.
So. Exactly, Danae. Exactly. If he was really abusing her, she would not have pooped on his side of the bed or talked to him the way she did. She was not afraid of him. You got that right.
Good point.
Right? But I'm not making light. There are monsters out there. There are domestic abusers that are monsters. But right now, once you get victim identity, the courts, the legal system, law enforcement, everything is on your side. It's almost impossible to overcome.
Right, which when we are doing our self-defense stuff for women, that's why you say it's so important to start that. If it's a
start the paperwork and get
issue.
the victim status in the courtroom. Although I find it funny those girls got Jason went to. I just didn't think it was fair, man. I didn't think, I mean, being a dude in the ghetto is hard enough, right? It's hard enough. You don't need baby mama drama, sending you on charges and on all this stuff when you got enough other problems. Now if you did it, you deserve to go, and if I could figure it out, I'd take you. But I definitely went overtime to try to figure out what went on.
Yeah, even if you're a cheater.
If you're a cheater, you still don't deserve to get
for domestic abuse.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger shouldn't be the one holding you accountable. Danae said my first husband was a monster, so I know what it's like. She was not abused by Johnny, in my opinion. Well, I take your opinion very seriously, Danae. And that is my experience as well. Is that when they're truly abused, there's very little fight back. But in a mutually abusive, destructive relationship, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And let's not act like this doesn't happen in a million other courtrooms for average people every day.
Right.
And at least I don't think there's any kids between them to be drama on. Is there any young kids? I don't know.
I couldn't say for sure. I haven't heard of any.
Yeah. But I can't think of anything I'd like to talk about less than celebrity drama.
Well, I do know that seeing Danae's name, it was Chris's birthday the other day.
Yeah, let's toast
We
Chris.
celebrated for him, so I think
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
We miss you, Chris.
I'm sure all the firsts are probably
Very hard.
extra hard, Danae.
So to remind everyone before we log off today, we you're welcome today. We have a Chrome tab. Where is it? We are raising funds for our Farming for Jesus, where we are having a sustainable farm to feed our congregation and our community after that. So we are making an initial investment into 3 Black Angus cows and 2 dairy cows that will either be Jersey or the black and white ones. I can't remember what they're called.
The black and white ones.
Holsteins or something.
Holstein, yeah.
But so we are trying to get 5 cows, and those 5 cows and all the fencing that we're getting costs us about 10 grand. So Lauren and I have funded a lot of this, and we've maxed out all of our cards and everything else that we can do. So any help would be appreciated. We're not going to be meeting these animals for quite a bit of time. We are growing a herd, right? We are growing a herd, but we do hope to be able to have milk and dairy products really soon. We have 44 egg layers here, so we're going to have eggs coming out of our gazoo. And we're going to have 50 meat birds here in June, and then hopefully pigs in June.
Yep.
So it's going to be quite the thing. So if you want to give, go to Give, Send, Go. It's givesendgo.com/farming for Jesus. I'll copy and put it in here.
And Chris, that's so exciting. Tuesday's a C-section.
Wow, awesome.
Hope everything goes well. That's
I'll
nice
be
that
praying for you, brother.
Know the day you have that already.
Yeah, we'll be praying for you, brother. So I think that's it for us tonight, guys. I think I'm
Jason,
gonna.
you have to learn the names of the cows before I'm a full-fledged farmer. Yeah, well, we haven't done all of our dairy cow research, and once he dials that in, he will know all of the details.
I mean, I've been doing it. I missed like one letter in it. Holstein.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful. Awesome. So I also would like to thank God for helping my stepfather, Robert Bosma, who up in Canada had a double bypass. He had a heart attack. They brought him back. He went into surgery, and he came out of it, and he's recovering. So I thank God for his mercy, and I hope my stepfather turns to him and finds Jesus through all this. So, so that's all we got for tonight. God bless you. See you on Sunday for service. So we'll be talking about love your enemy, one of the more challenging concepts in the Bible. So, so have a wonderful weekend. God bless you all, and we'll see you on Sunday for service.